coast to coast, Pacific to Atlantic.
Whippy Ribfest.
And
This podcast is brought to you by Whippy Ribfest and the Beer Tent.
It was brought to you by a couple volunteers that were generous enough not to cut me off.
Let's shout out to who's the band? The Laws Band?
Oh,
the Law Clan?
The Highland Creek Band.
Highland
Creek Band. Jesus, these guys.
A whole bunch of pipers.
Nailing it. A former Toronto Maple Leaf, Glenn Healy. Unless I'm fucking that up. I hope I'm not.
No, it's Glenn Healy.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's Glenn Healy. Yeah, he's, was he a goalie?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah, so there he is. He's, I guess he had the gusto.
I guess the jig is up. Everyone knows you're not actually a huge hockey fan now.
No, I don't believe I was ever putting up that at all.
Well, just in case. I mean, nobody knew either way.
Well, I've always felt about any sports is that, whatever, if you miss it this year, they're going to do the exact same fucking thing next year.
I don't know. Your Vegas Knights won't do it next year.
Oh, you mean my Golden Boys?
Your Golden Boys are not going to do it.
Watch them.
You're a hockey fan for one season. Next year, that's going to be it.
Well, the only reason I was a hockey fan is because I put money on that.
Well, that's how you become a sports fan, though. For a lot of people.
Well, granted.
Everyone tells me that if I pick a football team and I put money down on them, I will watch the entire season, no problem.
That sounds nice. Can you turn my headphones up so I can hear you?
Yeah.
I'd rather be more invasive. And then, so what I said in the whole VGK, the Vegas Golden Knight Babies, that'd be it too, was I was just lucky that I didn't make that bet early on. Way early on, because there was this thing where it was 500 to 1. And I'm sitting there in a bar with a friend of mine, and I said, I'm going to make the bet. I want to do the $100 bet that they win the Stanley Cup. But they win it. Fuck it. It's $100.
Did you put that money down?
Well, what happened was that he's got the cell phone. He's got the betting app in his phone. I don't have my credit card tied to some dumb app where I make sports bets because I don't know what I'm talking about. And he goes like, I gotta like renew my thing. We'll do it like next week. And then like another week later, he goes like, we'll do it next week. And then we just never got around to it. And he goes, the odds went down, so don't worry about it. And we fucked off on it.
Well, he saved you $100. They didn't win.
Yeah, $100. You know what he would have saved me? He would have saved me like a fucking revolver to the mouth. What happened was that had I bet that $1,000 that I was bragging about, or the $100 that I would have actually put forward.
Yeah.
But it was the $1,000 that I actually said, like, I should do it just to be an asshole and watch myself lose it.
You wouldn't have put $1,000 down.
It would have been $100. I would have guaranteed been $100.
And you would have lost all 100 of those.
It would have been $50,000. That would have been $50,000.
If they won. They didn't win.
They didn't win. You know what I would have...
So he saved you $100.
He saved me everything. He saved me like I honestly would have been like going to Vegas and like feeding like random people like rancid chicken wings and trying to like fuck shit up. It's $50,000. I would have been like trying to pollute the entire capital.
So you went to Washington and tried to fuck up the team.
I would have gone to Washington and started
bird flu everywhere.
I would, yeah, random bird flu. I would have been poisoning seagulls by the shore. And just die. Like, honestly, I would have been the best saboteur you've ever seen for $50,000. $500,000? What am I going to do? What am I going to do otherwise?
Yeah, no. The only thing that I can say is that your friend saved you money because they didn't win.
Yeah, that's the thing. That bet saved me not only $100, not only $1,000, but like a whole year of torment and just like I would have been out of my mind. What is it like? How long? 7 months, 8 months it takes to do a hockey season? How long does it take?
It starts in September.
It would have been insane.
Maybe early October.
I would have bought cable.
Okay, so October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. If it goes to
June,
never
goes to July.
June, 9 months.
It goes to
9
June,
months.
like 15th max.
Yeah, right. Mid-June.
But I would have lost my fucking mind. I would have gone nuts.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that though? Having $50,000 on the line, let alone $500,000 on the line. That's insane.
That would have been. You would have been a recluse. You would
No, I would have quit my job. I honestly would have quit my job and started like just being like a world traveler
before they won, because you were like, "This is it. This is how I make it."
It would have been like Kung Fu: The Legend Continues.
Do you think you would have put $1,000 down though, had you been able to do it?
To be braggadocious and to fuck with my friend who's a big sports bettor, I was inclined to do it
because you could have done it like. You could have done it anywhere at any time with anyone.
Yeah,
you could have done that bet. So it's not like you were probably going to put $1,000 down.
No, it was more to do it in his face, and he took a great amount of entertainment in it. He thought it was just so funny that I'm just deciding to be a sports fan, and I'm going to take on the most gaudy and ridiculous franchise to ever begin.
That's not dumb though, because I mean. I could get into all the statistics, and I could get into the way that team was built. It was an unfair way to build the team. People were saying, "Oh, this is crazy, this is ridiculous," because sure, they haven't played together. Mm-hmm. But like, if you were to look at the entire team, so if you rated every player, maybe an A player, B player, C player, D player,
mm-hmm.
First line, second line, third line, fourth line.
Yeah.
What they did is they picked a second line player from every team.
Yeah.
So when you're playing hockey, you can only play, a first line or a second line.
Right.
And then you have a third line and a fourth line.
So they caused inside competition is what you're saying.
So basically what they've done is every time the team players went out on the ice, they had second line players. So sure, the second line players against other teams' first lines had a hard time. Mm-hmm. But every time their second line players were up against third and fourth lines, they're killing it.
Right.
So like they were destined to win games. Mm-hmm. They were going to win games. There was no doubt about it.
Yeah. I got a Leafs fan. He's an apprentice of mine, and he is just fucking furious. He's like, "What are you talking about? This like Cinderella story shit?" He's all mad. He's super mad about it. I'm like, "They could have handpicked their team. They could have handpicked their team." I'm like,
they did.
I'm pretty sure the highest grossing hockey team of all time is the Maple Leafs. They've had nothing but chances to pick whatever team they should have the entire time. Like
this is where I know you're not educated.
Yeah, I know how you can do the thing where the draft picks and like they're not working in your favor, and we ended up.
Well, there's a salary cap, so it doesn't matter how much money.
Salary
you
cap. Oh, boo-hoo. I'm sorry, but it has been 65 years. Is that how long it's been?
I'm not disputing. I'm not even a Leafs fan. I'm a Bruins fan, but I will tell you that the Leafs, sure, they fucked up more than enough times because they've probably invested enough to try to make it happen.
How about this for an incentive for any major league team? If you cannot win your title cup in 50 years, you're out. You're done.
They can take your team away.
You do not get to have a team anymore. It has to get moved. It just has to get moved to maybe the neighborhood.
That's actually kind of a cool idea.
The neighborhood town.
You have 50 years to win a cup.
Sorry, Boston. You're fucking out.
We won in 2011.
Yeah, well.
We're good.
Who did?
Boston.
Well, great, but how long did it take them? It was like 1918 before they've something like that.
No,
the Curse of the Bambino
off.
or something.
No.
Yeah, no, it's like wait.
No, it wasn't more than 50 years.
Whatever the fuck it was,
not a chance.
It was absurd the amount of time it took for them to do it.
No, the Leafs is absurd. The Leafs haven't won since '67.
I think I don't know. Well, we can do this all night and just speculate. We have to have someone running the stats, but I bet you the Cubs and the Red Sox took longer.
Yeah.
Took longer. I mean,
probably.
Oh fuck! It doesn't matter. You're still ashamed for decades at a time.
I'm all for shaking it up. I think that shaking it up like that would be fucking hilarious. City, they would lose fans and people would be fucking pissed off.
Well, what about this for an idea? Like, honestly, how about this for an idea? This is a good idea. I was pitching this the other day at work. What if not only did you not allow trades ever again, and the guys had to play from the town they're from, and that had to be it. You can't.
So it actually was city against city,
right?
Country against country, kind of like.
I mean, put your best forward. The country against country would be the real deal, but I mean, like
Toronto and maybe like Montreal, like would be winning cups. These are back and forth forever.
These leagues formed over making money and how to make money and how to pin cities against each other, but they never thought about like, isn't it shitty that like a guy from Toronto just got traded to a guy from Boston, like. A 4-hour drive away, and he has to play against his friends. That's a shitty thing. You shouldn't do that. And like that talent, That talent is expressed somewhere
It's
else.
a business now.
Well, but the thing is,
That's the problem. Yeah.
There's definitely that. But
For everybody except Montreal. Montreal is still based on like our coach has to speak French. Our players have to speak French.
That's
for the
really
most
cool.
part. Like 78% of our they
I
have
like
to speak French.
that self-isolating idea. It's funny.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I like it. Their heritage is there and all that stuff. But if you're going to try to actually run a business, which is what they're trying to do, like if
that's the problem.
I guess the owner still believes in all the heritage stuff and the foundation that it was built on. Sure, I get it. If I was a Habs fan, I'd be fucking furious. I'd just be like, can you please stop fucking around and go get players that actually kick ass?
No, I like what they're doing. I'd rather lose with honor than play the shitty game that those guys are doing. And honestly, it just looks like shit.
I think they're playing shitty games. That's no problem.
I think that Montreal churns out better players than the rest of the world.
Quebec as a province does a pretty damn good job.
So then,
Ontario as well.
Well, per capita, call it that. I guarantee Montreal, Quebec, that province churns out way better hockey players than anywhere else. Anywhere else in the world.
I think between them and Ontario's a good. East Coast is crazy too.
Things are getting diluted and everyone's better. But okay, put it back 30 years ago. 30 years ago, Montreal must have been the number one place to churn out hockey players, guaranteed.
Nah, maybe.
Fuck.
I guess we'll never know.
What do I fucking care either? I don't really give a shit. But what I was thinking would be a far more interesting thing.
Yeah.
Would be to never let any guys trade ever again. No more trading. Ever. Trading shouldn't be allowed. Get rid of trading.
But that's never going to work.
Why?
Because even yourself, if you say you were like a GM for a team, the minute you were like, okay, no trading, fuck this, I'm going to just only draft my own players.
Every team at the exact same time has to agree to this. No more trading.
But that's like saying in Risk, no making deals.
No, that's not true.
That's exactly
bullshit.
what you're saying. You're saying no making deals.
Well, come on. There's a reason that San Jose has a team because it's filled up with Canadians and Americans from the Northern Territories. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a business.
Okay, yeah, because that's a problem. It's a fucking business.
Yeah.
Look, hockey shouldn't have been a business. It shouldn't have been a bunch of
but you know why it had to be a business
teams.
with tons of money, though? You end up with, what was it? I think it was the Chicago White Sox. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. Who got bought out to lose the World Series because players weren't making boatloads of money. You have to make boatloads of money. Otherwise, the entertainment that you're watching is fucking bullshit.
You realize what you're talking about is actually justifying my argument right now.
No.
You're saying that it's about money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm saying it shouldn't be about money.
Yeah, but it always will be.
Because greed prevails every time.
Because all it takes, so you have fucking 18 guys on this team, 18 guys on this team, and the team that says, fuck this, I have to pay my bills, you're going to give me $1 million to throw this game? No fucking problem. And now what are you watching? Now you're watching a fucking shit show.
Well, that's it. That's what I'm saying.
You're watching fucking wrestling.
So basically, what you're watching is just greed being exchanged around,
now
and it's not real sportsmanship then. No,
it is now.
No, it isn't.
With hockey, sure is. They're making so much fucking money, and they're so happy to fucking be playing for these teams. Those kids all grew up loving hockey. The newest Leaf member,
Tavares.
He could have made way more money than what he's coming to Toronto for. He could have. He definitely could have made way more money. But you know what he's doing? He's taking a cut. He grew up sleeping in fucking Leafs sheets. And
did he have a choice?
Yeah.
No,
he got to accept the deal. He did.
Yeah, but it was San Jose.
He listened to a bunch of teams. He narrowed it down to like 3 or 4 teams, and then he made a choice on where he wanted to go.
All right, fine. All right. I'll concede every argument on sports. I really will.
Yeah, well,
I think a far more entertaining league would be to give the exact same platform. Like the NHL takes a break 1 year. We go
basketball. Okay. That would be.
Basketball's a fine idea, but what I want to do would be like an actual draft, an actual human draft.
Yeah.
Where it would run just like the Vietnam draft that was ran in like the 76, where they'd be like, okay, here's what we're going to do.
Completely ignorant to that. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's fine. It probably wasn't 76 either. It's probably like 66. Anyway. But what happened is, it'd be like, if you were between the ages of 23 or say 18 and 26, and you're not in college, you are about to play on our nation's hockey team. Right? Okay. Now expand that. It'd be really funny because what would happen is, I mean,
So what, there's tryouts for the...
we have Chase Jenkinson here. He's a drywaller from Arkansas, and then we also have Justin McDonald here. He's been turning pipes for a while. We also have this other guy.
But
Matt.
why would
he's been playing hockey since he was
chance?
about 6, and it'd be fucking hilarious. It'd be amazing. It would just be this weird battle royale of guys that are wanting to represent their hometown and wanting to do
But
this.
why would anyone pick those people to even bother trying out
It's a
when there are
draft.
professional hockey players?
No, it's a draft.
Oh, it's a random.
mandatory draft, like a military draft. You don't have a choice.
Yeah, but is somebody picking the people, or are they pulling them from a hat?
It's coming out of a hat.
So it's a lottery draft.
It's coming out of a hat, like the draft.
It's
like a military draft.
A lottery, like a jury duty draft.
Like, holy fuck, I hope I don't play in the NHL next year. Like, could you imagine how bad that would be? I'm a drywaller. Like, what am I going to do?
I have a herniated disc.
It'd be amazing. Yeah. But you could say, like, medical problems, be like, I can't get in. I got flat foot. Can't make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can, and they just shoot down the list, be like, yeah, we got another guy. He's like this wicked, like, iron fitter guy. I think he plays.
Or that guy who's just like, there's not, like, he's terrible.
He plays
and
in
everyone's
AA.
like, please, dude, just submit. Like, there's no way you can be good on this team. Come on, just please submit your health. And this guy's like, no, I got a dream.
Yeah.
I got a dream that I can do this.
That'd be really nice too. A guy that thinks like this is a shot, like
This is it.
hoping to get drafted.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Yeah, no, maybe.
Really good. You got a 16. How many people live in Canada?
I think this is a great idea for the Olympics. Not so much for the NHL, but for the
that'd be
Olympics.
Really funny too. I mean, yeah, me the discus.
Yeah,
if I got drafted for the discus,
Justin McDonald gets a letter in the mail that says you are doing shot put at the Athens 2004 fucking.
That would be
Olympics.
funny too. Like, show what like a regular suburbanite moron would do next to a gymnast.
Yeah.
like okay, so she's triple axel, quadruple backsplit, and
every event is with a professional and a commoner. So
that'd be good.
And
That'd
then
be really
they take the average between the two. So if it's like pole vault,
graded on a curve.
If it's on pole vault, it's whatever you can do. So Justin can do a pole vault at 6 feet. The professional can do 13 feet. Your score is whatever the median is in between those
That's
two.
Beautiful. I like that because that means you'd have like a female figure skater who's been honing her craft for
Her entire life,
20 years, and then you take a housewife of the same age from the same country and same town.
Yeah,
be like
with 4 kids.
Do your best. We're grading on a curve.
I think it's a great idea.
It's a way, honestly.
That will be a TV show one day.
We both know that's a more entertaining thing than the Olympics.
I would watch every fucking night.
I can't believe that the Olympics are respected with this honor, all this nonsense. No one gives.
You know what the sad part about the Olympics is?
Shit.
I like the Olympics. I think it's great. But the Olympics were invented to remove war from the equation. That was the way that things were supposed to be settled. And it blows my mind that it didn't do fuck all, and now it's just a big money-making fucking bullshit.
It worked, because Hitler was fucking pissed that all those black dudes beat the brains out of the German runners. That happened.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a big deal. It was a real big deal. It was years later. It's been a racial platform for a while. They had those guys raise that one guy where there was a big runner. There's a big runner, but he raised his fist. He put on his fingerless black glove.
The two of them. Two of them did it.
Yeah, I think it was 2 of them.
The Olympics is a great talk, and we can come back on that. Let's move on. I did want to hear, and you were writing down some of your favorite jokes that you've written in the last little while.
That was all right. I shouldn't have left this book out.
Well, you wrote them down now.
I shouldn't have left this book out.
I want to hear them.
Well, what happens is once in a while,
I mostly just want to make fun of them.
Yeah, once in a while, I get drunk and I'll write something on my phone in the note thing, and I'll click on it a couple days later. Like, I just clicked on one. It just says, walk like a man. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean anything.
No.
And then other times, I'll come across something that's, like, really funny. And
Do you even remember writing that?
No,
down?
I never remember writing them. Like mostly,
so these are
never,
like you're passing out on the couch after drinking.
Yeah, I'll just have some little streak, and it's like I'm sure a lot of people do the same thing.
Oh yeah,
but the phone is a lot more difficult. If you actually put pen to pad, it might actually come through. Phones, they just autocorrect stuff, and it's like a mess. It's a complete mess. And there's dumb shit. There's like this Halloween, just wear a nice suit. And a tie. Just wear a nice suit and a tie, and then put a pumpkin on your head. This is fucking dumb. Not funny. Just something.
This is under a notes called jokes?
No, it's just notes.
These are just rando notes.
They're just notes all over my phone, right?
All right.
Yeah. But
have you ever actually honed a joke? Like
a couple of them. I used to write them. I used to write tons of them.
All right.
I lost them in the first fire. I had a big joke book in the first fire.
See, this is where your iCloud Notes comes in handy.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I mean, they could have been things I could have evolved on or something. I'm trying to find something that might be remotely funny in here now that you've called me on it all of a sudden.
Well, you wrote some down. Were those any good?
That's the thing. Yeah, but now I got to find the actual tags for them. So, right? So I got like whoever was anybody here adopted the thing from last week and stuff. So,
yeah.
And then I get tattoo ideas.
You did tell me that if you ever actually do go up on stage one day, that's going to be in your act.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I had a really good idea for a for a T-shirt. This is nasty. It's a nasty. Okay, so with emoticons only. Okay, well, there's a little pistol.
So and then the pistol, the water gun one. Right?
The water gun pistol, the little green pistol.
Yeah.
The little green pistol.
Yeah.
And then it says mass shooting? Question mark?
Mass?
Mass shooting?
Mass shooting.
Darn tootin'.
Darn tootin'.
Yeah. It's kind of an American thing. And there's a bunch of American flags around it. And there's a little target with a...
It's terrible. This is for a T-shirt?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think... I gotta think about...
Yeah,
I think about 20% of the country I think 20% of that country actually likes a mass shooting where they're like, oh, fuck. Hey, man.
Ooh-wee.
People gotta learn about gun laws. They gotta learn.
That guy really went off.
Hey, man. You would have been less killings if there was only some more guns around here.
That's just fucking insane.
I actually had a guy. I was dating a girl, and her sister came over, and she brought her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the kind of guy, was one of these guys, very charismatic, could debate stuff very intellectually.
Much more well-spoken than we are, is what you're saying.
I think I sound like a young debutante. Whatever debutante means. But anyway, this guy decided to try to argue the point with me that if everyone had a handgun, if everyone was issued a handgun at like the age of 13, there would be less handgun deaths because people will have to respect each other more. And that's like
so fucked up.
But you have to realize that this guy making this argument, there is probably like 5% of the population that share that exact opinion. 5% of the population of that country, maybe the world, I don't know, but that country alone, guaranteed, shares that opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a ton of people that share that opinion, which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. And what's more insane is that there are so many like real world examples of it being completely the opposite and working.
Yeah.
And it's like people say it and people just stare blankly and have no, like, they're just like, I know that's not going to work.
Oh, I had this joke on my phone.
Yeah.
I jerk into, I'm gonna butcher this because I haven't read it in about, I guess I wrote this in like 2016. Okay. I jerk into socks so often that I forget that they're for your feet.
That's yours?
If I see someone taking their socks off, I'm like, holy fuck, these guys are about to fucking jerk off right here. I've never actually thought that. Thank you, Brie. Thank you.
Is that actually a joke? Wait, say the second one again.
The second part of that same joke?
Yeah, second part.
I'll just read it whole through.
All right, do it again.
All right, there goes. I jerk into socks so often then I forget that they're for your feet. If I see someone taking their socks off, I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's about to fucking jerk off. Right? Right here.
I swear that I've heard that. That's not... But maybe you've told me that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good one. I like it. I think that would work.
Yeah, let's jerk off the socks a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
That one should stay... You should start refining these into this is worthy to be in
I
a
used
stand-up
to write them all down.
Well, you should do it. I think it'll work.
This one just says, tattoo, yeah, okay, bud, right behind your elbow. Like I just give myself bad advice all day. Yeah. Really bad advice. Yeah. And it's like, it's convoluted because there's other things on here that just said, like, work stuff is like, make sure you order this for Monday. So it's
you
really
should
hard
organize that stuff up. I'll show you how to make it better.
I don't know how to organize myself that way at all.
What is, speaking of tattoos, what's your next tattoo going to be?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get a talented tattoo or just continue getting shitty tattoos. I really
you did have a plan to do like a real one. You were just talking about it recently. There was like a
I want to do like one on my knee of
what was that going to be?
A Mexican wrestling mask. I think is the latest idea. I'm just gonna get a bit, but I don't know how a knee looks. So.
That would be a really good kneecap.
But the thing is, I texted your friend who got he got the Jays, the Toronto Blue Jays logo on his knee. You familiar with this guy?
Oh, yeah.
So he got this. It's beautiful.
Yates.
Yeah, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But I've only ever seen it in one state, like fully extended.
No, it's pretty good. I'll show you some kneecaps. I've seen a wolf head. I've seen a tiger head. If you want to do a Mexican wrestling mask, luchador mask, it'll be great.
But I literally texted the guy while I was like getting a stencil for my tattoo. I go, can you show me like a quick little video of that? And he just sent back a thing being like, oh, yo, you're so funny. I'm like, no, I want to actually. Would you mind? And it is like it went to nothing, and I just like called off the tattoo that I was getting at the time.
So you're like, I want to see what it looks like when you bend your knee.
Yeah, I want to see.
And he was like, ha ha ha.
He's like, ha ha, you're crazy, bro. I'm like, well, no, I actually needed that information, but okay.
Well, it definitely looks okay. I've seen a few, and they're good. The biggest problem is that your kneecap fucking sucks, and it's very painful.
Well, I'm not cared about it at all. But something that I don't. There's honestly, I've never. Like it sounds like, oh man, I love pain. I also love cookies. Like I don't care. It doesn't hurt bad. It doesn't.
I don't think it's that bad. Like I'll just sit and be like, yeah, okay, this sucks for now, but
if you're in control of it, if you're in actual control of it, it's not real pain. It's just like tolerance. You just kind of sit there and do it.
The way I always dupe my own brain into it is like, it's not going to kill me.
Yeah.
I just need to sit through it, and eventually it'll be over.
Well, this is the same pain. I'll be like, I just think of it like, do you like picking scabs? Well, not really, but yeah, you're managing it. You're the one who
you're in control.
You have control.
Well, you're not in control of the tattoo.
You can cut it off anytime, but at the same time, someone's pushing you through it. So you're just like, okay, it's just like picking the same scab for a bit. And you're like, okay, well, I wish someone pushed me through it. And you got through it.
Yeah, but I mean, like the tattoo artist kind of gets control of like how hard they push it, the how deep they go, and like you don't want to just stop halfway because then you got to come back. That's the worst.
No, I haven't done that, but all of my tattoos, I've insisted on being
all of your tattoos are super
or less.
Yeah, super tiny.
Yeah.
Like a majority of my tattoos were like anywhere from 4 to 6.5 hours.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't bother doing that. I wouldn't go.
If you did your kneecap, you're looking at like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, that's just no. I'm just take some Gravol. Just wake me up when it's over. I'm not gonna do that. Like I'm not gonna sit still for that long.
You can get up and have a smoke or something if you want
to. Yeah, you can do that. But that's the thing about
you kind of just like zone out and just let it happen. That's what I find.
That's always very cool with it. I mean, everyone's always said like, yeah, you can't get drunk during tattoos. Like, I don't think I've had a tattoo not drunk yet.
You shouldn't, because you do end up bleeding way more. And everyone who says they don't is bullshit.
What's the problem with bleeding though?
It just doesn't heal good after.
Who cares? It's a fucking tattoo.
Well, I guess yours are all shit, weird things, so maybe you don't care. But
yeah.
Well, I mean you can, even if you're really hungover. Same thing.
I mean, essentially, you're doing something stupid.
Yeah.
It's a body art.
Yeah.
And if your body responds to That being, I mean, that's part of it. So then just let it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I
It's not
always
supposed
just
to be
say
immaculate.
get it for a reason, right? And then you're good.
Ah, well,
Yeah.
a reason. Who needs it? I mean, you're doing something fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you need a reason to eat a whole birthday cake? It's just fucking stupid. It's a dumb thing. Making a birthday cake is stupid. It's just dumb. You're just making dumb, shitty art. So just let it happen.
All right. I disagree.
I probably disagree with myself too.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a strict view on that shit.
You have a boatload. You have your whole calf done, right? Basically now.
My right calf is done. Yeah, we're running out of veins.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I got some wart that I gotta get burned off or something. I don't know what the fuck this thing is.
In around your tattoos?
No, it's just right here, like south of the knee. I've had it for like 3 years.
Have you had somebody look at it?
No,
No. All right.
not at all. Not at all.
So out of all those tattoos, so you have a full. I don't know how many you have. Do you know a number? Do you know how many there are?
It's probably like 30. Probably 30 tattoos.
Probably 30.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I think, I think I do have my favorite. I think it might be the rainbow or the ham bone. The ham bone, the ham bone and the rainbow are right next to each other, and they're probably my favorite ones.
Yeah. You know nobody can see this on the podcast, right?
Wow. Oh, what? What?
Yeah, no, there's no video here.
Oh, man.
I've seen them before.
This is amateur hour. I thought I was on the...
I appreciate that you're showing off your legs, though. That's my favorite part.
I just thought you must have installed something by now.
No webcams, not yet.
Pacific to Atlantic!
Coast to coast.
I don't think my headphones are even plugged in anymore.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but that's the thing. I think what makes for real conversation is that your voice is so invasive in my ears
Yeah.
that you end up actually listening to someone, and
Yeah.
that's what makes for a real conversation. And the sad thing is that I think that's what people are lacking right now, and is why they're listening to podcasts. They're like, oh. Is this how
It's kinda
conversations
nice.
work?
This is what's nice.
I haven't had a conversation in forever.
Yeah, I haven't hung out with a friend and had a conversation, just talked.
Yeah, no, I don't.
You know what, though? I feel like we've had these conversations for a long time. Mm-hmm. Me and you definitely do talk, and that's why this kind of works.
Yeah.
I mean, works is a relative term in this podcast, but...
Well, it is. We've adapted to each other.
Yeah, I've put
whether or
up
not
I've put up with you, and you've embraced rambling.
Yeah, and that's
And
the
it
thing.
works.
Well, I mean, you're the brains, and I'm the face.
Yeah, whatever you want, man.
I'm still trying to look for something funny in this note thing of mine.
You're not gonna find anything.
Guaranteed. I
No.
know that there is. I've surprised myself with a couple of.
All right, I'm gonna start asking you some questions then. Fuck your notes.
Oh yeah, please.
Fuck your notes.
Yeah.
What is something in your life that's changed recently? Biggest change you've had in the past 6 months?
Okay. At work, I got put in charge instead of just being a subordinate.
This is a huge change in your life.
Yeah, not a comfortable one either. I don't like it. I
Really?
do not like it. Oh, yeah.
So you're the boss in your whatever you're working on.
As loosely termed as it
The
is.
go-to.
Yeah. But I don't want to be
Supervisor?
the boss.
Are you a supervisor?
Yeah, like a foreman, supervisor kind of
Your
thing.
foreman supervisor.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Terrible. I hate it so much.
What about it specifically?
I had to do a shitty thing. I had to do a shitty thing this week.
What's that?
Well, I screwed up. I screwed up at work pretty badly. And what happens is you have to like schedule this stuff at work.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, okay, we have to schedule this 9-hour period so that you're allowed to work within this 9-hour period
Yeah.
in this construction thing. And I screwed up the floor of the building. I just duffed my paperwork. I didn't set it in properly. And my guys came in and they're like, okay, where we're working? And I'm like, we're not. Sorry. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I think it's a problem at the office. I don't know yet. And I got to send you guys home, and I'm very sorry.
I like to use the term duffed.
Yeah.
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 my
I
favorite
Hillary duffed it.
I really duffed it.
And, but they were on my side. They were totally on my side. They're like, yeah, they were fucking pumped. It was a Thursday.
So wait, you're like, we're not, go home?
We're not working today, go home, and then
they don't get paid. That's
but due to our union regulations, they're allowed to book something like 4.5 hours. They're allowed to do it.
Oh, so fuck, they get a half day and they go home.
Yeah, well, here I come back.
Oh, nice. You duffed it again?
And I'm the foreman, and I come back the next day, and they're like, so we're getting that 4.5 hours. I go, look, guys, would you do me a favor? Because I go, like, look, I fucked up real bad, and I'm booking no hours. How about you guys book an hour and a half each, and you guys get that hour I didn't book, and I'm really sorry, and I was not supposed to do that. It's totally my fault, and I want to keep my job.
Yeah.
And I'm really sorry. And they're like, no. And I'm like, yeah, I can't fucking blame you at all. And I go like,
it's on you, man.
Yeah, totally on me.
Yeah.
Fuck. Sorry. And I don't want to be in this position. I fucking hate it. I don't want to be, the whole time, all I want to do is be like, some guy, I want to show up to work. I want some guy to be like, you asshole. Why are you up there? Go do this. Be like, yeah, great. And
it's weird when you realize that, right? What's funny is that, like, I don't want to be the main boss. Like, I would never want to own a business.
No.
There's not a chance in hell I would want to be my own boss,
No.
self-employed. All those things sound terrible to me.
No.
I want to be able to, like, punch in, do my job, punch out at the end of the day and wipe my hands clean and not think about work.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
That's what I want to do too.
And the one thing I have noticed, though, at work is the more responsibility I'm given, the better I do at work. It's like, I don't want to fuck it up, so I do better work. I'm more fulfilled. I enjoy more. I actually get engaged in my job. I don't fucking come home hating my life.
Strange.
So, like, partly I'm like, well, do I want to be more of a boss?
That's what happens. And that's
like,
so
fuck,
what,
I don't know.
The exact same thing happened to me. So because of something that similar that happened, what I talked about on the other day, where I gave my guys 1 hour and told them I'm sorry. This happened about 4 weeks ago, and it wasn't my fault this time, but everyone got sent to different job sites, and I got sent to one too, and I wasn't in charge of it. And I had some guy boss me around for only like 8 or 9 hours. Very comfortable job site. I'm in construction. It's not great, but no matter what, how bad it is, there's a break, and then you go home.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was like, dude, fuck this. Just like, so as much as I hated being put in charge of something, it was only one day.
One day you weren't in charge telling you what to do, and you're like, fuck this guy.
You, man. Fuck you. And he couldn't have been nicer about it.
Because you slightly had a taste of something sweeter. You're like, ooh.
But that's the thing. I don't, but I never wanted that. That's the thing. And I don't.
But now that you've done it.
But the thing is, also, the guys that I'm in charge of, the whole time, I was like, I'm not in charge of them at all. Like, they're super good guys.
They wander all over.
And they're doing their jobs. I was just thinking, like, guys, you do your fucking jobs. I don't care if you're, like, jerking off and smoking weed in the bathroom. I don't give a fuck. The job is done. Doesn't matter. This is construction. Construction is a...
You want me to cut this?
Nah, fuck it. There's only, like, 4 guys for my job site. No, for my trade alone on this thing. And the guys that are going to hear this are the guys that I want to, like...
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it in front of them anyway. Like, I would say exactly this to them. I've already said it to them.
I
like,
know.
Great. These are the kind of guys I want to work with.
So that's been a big change in your life, is this move. So...
Yeah.
Are you gonna keep it up? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I've always looked for another way to supplement my income, but I have I'm not internet savvy. I am definitely not like financially savvy.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
So I have no idea to do it. Really, it's gonna be something like the Justin's Craft Corner. Just like, is that where I'm gonna make my money? I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, like you know what? There's a big opening that I think you could fit.
What's that?
And we'll make this happen one day.
What's that?
I'll get on YouTube and make it happen.
Let's do it.
Like remember the old school kids TV shows with like one host? There's an opening there. Mr. Rogers.
Oh, like a YTV host or something?
Fred Penner. Mr. Dress Up.
Fuck.
Fucking, there's got to be a billion more that I can't think of. The Friendly Giant.
Yeah.
Like, all these like TV shows had just like one dude hanging out with puppets and teaching kids stuff. I think there's an opening there, and I think maybe that's for you, man.
Yeah, but I'm a creep. You gotta realize I'm a drunk.
Well, most of them were kind of creepy, but that like works.
Mr. Rogers was never creepy. He was never creepy.
No, he was pretty sweet.
Mr. Dress Up was a bit out there, but
like I don't think there was anything like creepy, like wrong about it. I just think that there was like it was like off the wall weirdos. Like that's just the way it goes.
Fred Penner's Place.
Yeah, with the word bird, it was awesome.
Oh, I remember I proposed our intro song to be Fred Penner's Place.
Yeah, we can't just steal that. So,
being
like that. You want like some acoustic guitar and some fancy nice
through
singing.
The log.
You're not going to get any fancy nice singing.
How do I symbolize? How do I do the? What's the hand signal for? I got to take a piss in hand.
You want to know the hand signal?
What's the ASL for? I got to take a piss.
ASL. This is toilet.
I got to take a piss.
So you put your thumb between your index and your middle finger.
Got to take a piss.
Shake your hip. Shake your fist.
Got to piss.
All right, we'll be back.
Hit the pause button.
I'm going to repeat the question.
Don't.
Can you repeat the question?
Well, I just can I repeat my statement?
Yes.
Don't call me a ding dong right off the bat.
I didn't.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners maybe don't know this.
That you're a ding dong?
That
they know that.
The fact that I'm asking you about privately is now becoming public very quickly.
I won't call you a ding dong. I'll let our listeners make their own opinion about
anyone listening to this is going to either scream or go like, "Oh yeah, I totally understand.
Ask me the question again.
I don't know how I want to put this. I really don't know how to put this. I'm going on a European vacation, and I arrive in Amsterdam. I travel.
Do you know where that is?
Yeah, it's in Holland.
Oh, you got one.
That might have been a fluke.
Yeah, it was.
And then
you were sweating.
I had an idea.
All right.
Someone with wooden shoes. Yeah. And then we go to Prague. And I'm like, oh, Prague. Nah, that sounds nice. Where next? And then we totally like glanced over that. And then we end up in Greece.
Yeah.
I was like, Prague. I know so little about it. And basically, I was told it's like the cheapest European vacation you can do next to like Romania, which is probably not very pleasant. I was like, okay, great.
They're all better than fucking like North American or all inclusive. So you're gonna love it.
I'm quite sure like the worst place you can go to in Europe is probably Romania. Can you imagine?
How many times have you been to Europe?
Oh, so far I've been. You want to know how many times?
Yeah,
0.
Okay.
So far,
here's my completely uneducated opinion of Romania.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you taking on an entire culture has been kind of a theme here.
Yeah, yes. Accidentally. I'd still like to, and I also, for the record, I'd still like to revisit the Roseanne Barr situation, but
maybe one day.
We're not allowed.
So, re-ask the question.
Yeah, okay. So you laughed in my face when I asked if it's in the Czech Republic. Is that where?
The first question is, where's Prague?
Where's Prague?
And that's in the Czech Republic, right?
I said, is it in the Czech Republic?
Yeah.
And that's where we've left off, and you laughed at me a lot.
Yeah. And then I called you a ding dong.
Yeah.
Which I won't do on the microphone now.
Well, I feel like one. I see red numbers.
I'm going to tell you how far away they are. 1 second.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! So it's something.
Get me directions from Prague to Czech Republic.
Such bullshit. This is total bullshit. And I just.
Oh shit, dude!
It's the same thing, isn't it? It's the fucking same country, isn't it?
Call me it.
Is it fucking... it's in it?
Call me it. You get to call me it.
You're the fucking ding-dong?
You're the fucking ding-dong? I'm the ding-dong.
That's amazing news.
And there we have it.
This is amazing news.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow, fuck, I was humiliated there.
Yeah.
Really? You and that splendiful shirt of yours. Mike is wearing a marine-themed shirt.
It's not marine-themed at all.
It's marine-themed.
What is marine about this?
I don't know. It's like pineapples and sickles on it.
There's a sickle. There's no pineapple.
What is it? What's the other thing? Well, fuck this, man. No, you got away with too much tonight. You got away with too much. I felt like shit for the last 4.5 minutes.
All right. I'm going to... How do I spell? I don't even know how to spell Prague. Yeah.
I get to do it. Want me to do it now? Make you look at an asshole?
You get to call me it.
Praugue.
No, you're an idiot too.
Fuck you. I just spelled it.
No, there's only one U. But this is amazing to me.
Yeah.
I've never. I will state this claim from the beginning. There are at least a couple episodes in that when it comes to geography, I'm also a huge ding
You're on the
dong.
bottom. Yeah, you're on the bottom.
Like I know nothing about it.
I found out like 10 years ago.
I thought Prague was a country. Apparently, Prague is not. So Prague is the capital of Czech Republic. That must have felt great because here I am making you feel like an idiot, and I'm just 100% the idiot.
See, but the thing is, I don't take any in that because that was an uneducated guess. Really.
No, but like here's me feeling like I know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. No fucking clue.
It's a fucking... Yeah, the thing is, I think I was in the same boat as you for that one. If we were both, like, well-educated in the same topic and I beat you on it...
I'm not upset about it.
That's a point of pride.
I'm just really, really, like, surprised. I'm like, holy shit, that's how terrible I am at geography.
Well, that's why I thought it'd be fun to do trivia on here. Where it'd be like, if we just do trivia... And just
all right, well,
really,
you know what we're going to do?
Really
And there's no... Okay, we're going to have to make a claim. There's going to be no research allowed.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, like we're just going to... A gentleman's honor on this.
Oh,
and we'll ask what is the capital of at least once.
Yeah,
and we'll see how close we are.
I'd like to do one thing. There was a fun one that we did once as a contest at a party. We did a vocab off, and Mike Thornton beat me. And
what's a vocab off?
Well, a friend of mine, Matt, who's a well-read person, he provided a test. And he just decided to administer it. Yeah, I guess he opened a thesaurus in his phone. That's a speech impediment. And he goes...
A thesaurus?
Yeah.
That's like a bunch of synonyms.
Well, nonetheless, whatever he provided was a bunch of words.
Yeah.
And one of them was... He totally beat me. T-Ron beat my brains out. He goes, sovereign. Right?
And you had to, say the meaning?
And I had to say the meaning. So I said... I go, typically, without outside influence and, without this, and I didn't really put it properly, but without inside influence is basically what I tried to do, but I may have said it in like 200 words.
Shit.
Yeah, and then T-Ron goes, independent, and then like, buzzer. Tiro gets the point. I was like, "Fuck yeah, he's totally right. That's exactly." If I just fucking,
I had no idea. I wouldn't.
Sovereign means like on your own, I guess, for lack of a better term. But independent, sovereign country, like the USSR was a sovereign country without any outside influence, and insisted on
an independent country. Is it more referred to around countries? Sovereign.
Well, like
country?
North Korea would be the number one most sovereign country of all time.
Yeah,
right now, like really just isolated.
Well, I don't know. Mr. T there's got fucking relationships happening now. It's fucking crazy.
What? Who are you talking about?
Oh, the Donald.
Oh.
Yeah.
Donald?
Yeah, he's hanging out with fucking North Korea all the time now.
Yeah, wow. What do you mean? Is he like...
Mr. T. I like to call him Mr. T.
I heard that he might be president.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, you're fired.
Yeah, well, I was pretty sure the last time I saw him, he was dealing with like Tom Green, and he was giving
Donald Trump was.
Yeah, he was giving like Gene Simmons some shit. Yeah. That guy.
I just read a quote online, and it
seemed like a great guy.
Somebody just posted a quote of some speech that he just did, and it made no sense at all. He was talking about music and microphones and how it was. I can't even do it justice, but go Google search the quote about music and being a musician that Donald Trump just put out, and it's fucking ridiculous.
Sounds pretty good. I heard a thing today that he sent an autographed copy of Elton John's Rocket Man to... He actually did this. He literally did this. Yeah, he literally did this. He gave Kim Jong-un a copy of Elton John's Rocket Man and then signed it Donald Trump.
He just put his name on it.
I just put my name on it.
Yeah, this is what I did.
Some golden pen. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
Okay, who wants to watch a horror movie?
A horror movie?
I don't understand.
I have friends who like that. I'm not into them so much. I like a good movie with horror elements.
Yeah.
But I don't care to just be like, I'm going to go watch every garbage fucking horror movie just to find the good ones.
You know what? I want to talk about this for like 45 minutes at least. We'll cover that later. What color are your jeans right now?
Gray.
Gray. Mine are blue.
Yeah.
Let's cut this thing off.
Wait, you're finished?
I'm not finished, but I just want to say I really want to delve into the next topic will be the amount I hate scary movies. I hate scary movies.
Do you not like being like jump scared? Is that what it is?
Nope.
That like you're just like, why would I do that?
Not at all. That's not that. It's not that at all. I don't like being startled. Number one.
So that's what it is. Like you you don't like that suspense and then a big something jumps out at you.
I don't think anyone. You know what? I want our listeners to maybe get vocal on this one. I know there's someone out there like Garecki she'll get pissed off.
She
about this.
loves horror movies.
She'll get pissed off by this, but like, I guarantee there hasn't been a movie scarier than The Exorcist, starring Linda Blair.
I never watched it.
Hasn't been one since. There hasn't been a scary movie since.
I remember going to theaters to watch Insidious. One of the first the very first Insidious.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it was some fucking horror movie. Someone said, "Hey, I want to go see it," and I was like, "Okay, fine," because I'm with everyone. Let's go. I don't like horror movies, but fuck it, I'll go.
Yeah.
And we're in this theater. For one, like this fucking dad shows up with two boys are like 9 years old. They're going to this movie, like whatever horror movie. And I'm like, fuck, I feel like such a pussy. And so we're watching this movie, and there's a part where there's like a baby in a crib in the fucking bedroom in the nursery. And then they cut, and you see like the curtains blow from the wind in the bedroom. And all of a sudden, there's a fucking scary dude in behind this. And myself, I go, and I'm going to back up. Well, I'm like, ah, fuck!
Yeah, that's
like,
not good, yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
Just like the whole theater. This is in a theater. We're just watching. I'm like, holy fuck! What the like?
You're an emotional guy.
Yeah, I didn't even know where it came from. Like I would just scream the F word out of nowhere because I'm so fucking scared by this movie I'm watching. And I was just like, God damn it! Like I screamed the F word in it probably 3 times. It's not even that crazy scary of a movie, but like, nope, for me,
not 1 minute of that. Not done. 1 minute of that did anything to me.
Did you watch that movie?
No, yeah, I watched it.
I thought it was a great movie.
Come on.
I did. I did.
Okay. I mean, if you're into getting scared, I mean, if you actually want to embrace getting scared, but if you're like...
See, I enjoyed all the rest of the movie, though. Not just the jumpy suspense parts.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't want to crap on any of that stuff for anybody. But anybody...
Did you see... I see... Yeah,
scary movies. I gotta finish this. I mean, where you want to just watch scary stuff. I think you're someone that just like wants to be scared or something, or just you want to embrace this weird feeling where you want to be scared.
Yeah,
I don't understand it. Where I'm standing on the other side, going like, okay, I watched that scary movie, but nothing is gonna actually scare me. It's never gonna happen. I might get startled, like oh.
There's one time that like I was like permanently kind of scared for a bit, and that was so I used to work at a camp, worked at a kids camp, and before the campers show up, you're getting together, the whole staff's all together, and we had a road trip. We went into Bracebridge, tiny little town. We went to the theater because we heard of this documentary called Blair Witch. It was still a documentary, wasn't a big movie. We watched it in a theater that couldn't have had more than 40 seats. Like, fuck, that's actually probably 25 seats. Yeah. Tiny fucking theater.
I can see if you believe.
We watched Blair Witch. We don't know anything about it. We watched this movie. It ends, and the ending is like super creepy. You don't really know what happens. You think it's a documentary the whole time.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, everyone back on the bus. We're going back to the camp, get in your tents. Yeah. And I was just like, I didn't sleep all fucking night. Like, I'm back in the woods, sleeping in a fucking tent after watching Blair Witch, which I didn't know was a made movie. I thought it was just a fucking
that
documentary.
Might have made a dent on me, but
that terrified the shit out of me.
How old do you think you were for that?
I don't know, like 18?
Yeah, like that's insane that you would buy that shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I told you, I get scared easy. I'm a huge pussy when it comes to horror movies, so... I watched a few movies, like I watched The Ring at home, 3 PM with like the sun beaming through the windows. Like that was the only time I could watch it.
I think I might have watched like Killer Clowns from Outer Space when I was like really really fucking young.
Yeah.
And if you know about this, do you know about this movie?
No.
It's a fucked up. It's a very nasty little movie. Mm-hmm. And it was just like it's basically just gruesome imagery mixed with clowns all over again. And like, well, I think I learned early on, like, that's garbage and that's made up.
Okay.
And I think I had some sort of like mind breaking point. Like I remember being like fucking.
See, I dive
terrified.
right in. I'm in on everything I watch.
I was fucking terrified.
Yeah.
But I was like, and then like the fact that people were around me were laughing and how scared I was like, oh.
You were done after that.
Oh, okay, I get it. It's a fucking joke. It's the whole thing's a fucking joke. So whenever I watch, I think it's been from exactly that. I've watched every scary movie and like, well, like, whew, all it does now. Like, the only thing that ever actually scared me, like actually left an imprint in me, was The Exorcist. When Linda Blair was like stabbing herself with the cross and spinning her head around. Like, that's disturbing.
Yeah.
And that left me a little scared, but nothing's ever scared me. It's always just been like that fucking scene. It's always that shitty scene where some guy like, he like walks, he's like all fed up. He's like, oh man, there's nothing scary going on here. My whole family is. Yeah. All right. So he like closes his bathroom mirror and he's like brushing his teeth. And he like opens the bathroom mirror and he like grabs something out of it. Closes the bathroom mirror and there's some fucking
right behind him.
There's a guy right behind. There's a guy right behind.
Yeah.
Like, fuck,
but then if we didn't have those,
that scares me. Fuck that's not scary. That's a. Oh, you pointed at me. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
That's not scary. That is a startle.
Yeah.
That's not actually instilling a fear in someone and really creating something. That's just like. They've invented all these new ways to create.
What's wrong with like? It's the same idea as like I find it similar at least to a roller coaster. Like,
okay,
you know what I mean? Like you're getting this cheap thrill, and it gets your adrenaline going, and then that's it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I find it similar to that. I was like when I was younger. I remember watching. I think it was Gremlins and then Ghostbusters back to back, and I thought those were like scary. They're scary movies. When I was like fucking 4 years old or something. Maybe 7, and I remember being like scared out of my mind. But that's what it was. I watched a movie. The one movie that will always scare me was a movie called The Peanut Butter Solution.
Oh Jesus! Never heard of that.
You never heard of this?
Never heard of that.
So, Peanut Butter Solution was a movie. It was about this guy who kidnapped this kid. Okay, wait. This kid was walking home from school. He walks up to this fucking. Abandoned old house. Mm-hmm. He looks in the window and he sees something so scary that he goes bald.
What?
So yeah, this kid walks by. He's walking home. They're walking past the scary house. He looks in the window, sees something so scary, he goes bald. He loses his hair. So this kid's in public school and he's bald and he's like, "Oh my god, I have no hair."
Wait a minute.
Yeah. And so
is this a Spike Lee joint?
Dude, this is like from like the early 80s. And so he finds this thing. It's called the Peanut Butter Solution. And so it's called the Peanut Butter Solution. And he realizes that if he makes this peanut butter solution, he's supposed to grow hair. So he makes it and he puts it on his head.
This sounds like a Robert Bunch
Kinda.
novel.
He puts it on his head and he starts growing fucking hair. And he's got a buddy. He's got his best friend who's the hilarity. He's the funny kid. The funny kid puts it on his junk, and he's like 6 years old. He's like, oh man, the ladies are gonna love it. I'm gonna put. So he puts on his junk, and he's growing hair out his jeans. No. Can't control it. It grows down his leg, coming out the bottom of his jeans. The main kid starts growing hair so crazy, and this creepy artist who paints paintings steals some of the kid's hair.
Oh yeah.
And finds out that when he paints with that hair, it creates paintings that are real, and you can step into them. So he kidnaps the kid, and ends up like making like
that's good premise.
Crazy fucking
that's
paintings.
That's a good 80s, not early 90s premise. I like that one.
And you want to know why it scared me?
What was that?
The main kid who got kidnap's name was Michael.
Oh, that would that would get you.
It was my name. I was like, that was enough. That was enough. That like, totally scared me.
Johnny's back then too.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't get freaked out about that if ever. That's okay. Well, Mike. No one's gonna get you, buddy.
Thanks, man. I just wanted to know if you were there for me. That's it.
No, I there was one of those. It didn't freak me out, But I did bring it to this really sweet girl's house one time.
Yeah.
I knew this girl named Jill way back in public school, early into high school, early. But I brought this movie over called Thinner. I was going to watch it with her.
Yeah.
And it ended up being like 9 girls and like 10 guys came over. And I was like, okay. All right, fine.
There goes my date night.
I had a crush on her, but I was like, well, I was like 14 or something. So
Did she invite over all the other people?
probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know. Everyone knew, everyone was doing back then. So who gives a shit. But the movie was called Thinner.
Yeah.
And what happened was there's this like huge fat dad. He's a big fat dad, and he's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
And anyway, they're very rich, and they end up driving home from some gala or a ball or something, and they run over a Native American woman, and she's dressed up in traditional garb, and the husband doesn't even like get mad. The husband just walks over to him and he goes, "Thina," and just like.
Oh, the Native American woman's husband.
Yeah, the husband walks over and like grazes the guy's face with his hand and goes, "Thina," right?
Yeah.
Right. So
To the fat dad.
Oh yeah, a real fat dude.
Yeah.
And then over the course of the next like 3 months, the guy is down to like anorexic weight.
He just starts dropping weight.
Absolutely devastated. And you realize that what happened was that they got like a really skinny dude to play a big fat guy. But this guy is like skin and bone. He's looking real bad.
So they cursed him or something to make him thinner.
Yeah. He ends up having to go back to the Native American tribe.
Yeah.
And like, how do I get out of this curse? You put me under a curse here. How do I get out of this?
Yeah.
Like, I ran over your wife by accident. I'm sorry. She came out of nowhere, but sorry. She didn't. It was his fault. But anyway, the guy goes like, okay, you got to feed this pie to your worst enemy. You got to feed this pie to your worst enemy, right? And then the guy is so desperate to
get the curse off.
Get the curse off.
Yeah.
And he realizes that his worst enemy didn't eat it. And then he let his daughter eat it.
Oh, fuck. So what happens?
And then they rolled credits. That's exactly.
So you don't know what the pie did?
They fucking disease hurt. She's got the next disease, I guess. And then
but they don't tell you. You don't know what happens.
They rolled credits. It took you. That was an hour and a half. I just walked you through it. It was really like a 3-plot point movie. It took an hour and a half.
That's a shitty cliffhanger, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but the reason I got in trouble.
Is there a part 2? Is there a thinner 2?
There was a thing.
Thinner?
I got in trouble. Her parents called my parents because what happened was because the guy got into the original accident is because his wife was giving that big fat dad a blowjob while he was driving.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
80s movies.
Yeah. 80s movies. Yeah, and that's what her parents walked in on. Yeah.
That's a sad story with a really shitty cliffhanger. So, speaking of cliffhangers, let's just cut this off.
Yeah, let's cut this off now.
You got it.
What was that thing we were going to talk about next week? Oh, yeah, how shitty horror movies are. We're gonna pick up on that.
We can talk more about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I feel like we hit a bit there.
I think we should just shoot down horror movies from now on. Watch a horror movie a piece and just shoot them down.
Fuck, I don't want to spend that much time watching horror movies.
I hate them so much.
Yeah, I don't want to watch them.
What is the drive that people want to listen to them on?
That I don't know. Maybe we'll have somebody who loves horror movies sit in.
They like being scared?
Maybe.
Do they like being thirsty? Or cold? Or hungry? Bad? Do they like bad feelings?
I like being sad.
Like, that is like really bad feelings.
I really wish somebody would break my heart.
Yeah, like, are they all Robert Smiths of the world? Like,
maybe.
No. I think, like...
True goths.
Well, there's the thing. We know, is it Dana? We know Dana to like all this nonsense, this garbage. And I don't understand it. She's always...
She does love that. I don't know what it is.
Peddling it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
The only horror movies I loved that I watched more than a few times were Child's Play. I love those. The Chucky movies were great.
They did nothing for me either, man.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted
Oh, man. I love that.
All that shit. It's like, I'm not scared, man.
Yeah, Chucky was awesome, man. Anyway, Speaking of that, Uwe Due Dembele. That was the curse that he said.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know how I know that.
Who?
Andy.
Andy, but from
That
Child's
the
Play?
little boy. Yeah, it's the Chucky and the little boy.
Yeah. What's the theme song to that? Okay, we'll do that next week.
All right, we'll talk about some theme songs. We talked about some 80s horror movies, so next week we'll talk about some fucking
I want
theme
to talk
songs.
about Steven Spielberg's, what that one was with, was it Rick Moranis was in it?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Not that one, but it was a really good sci-fi. But it was the one where he builds structures, and there's that everyone knows the same whistle tune. Everyone knows the same whistle tune. I don't know. That's a big one.
You're going to have to look that up before the next one, then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Follow us on all those things, websites.
Yeah.
At Dumpster Talk.
Who's Dumpster Talk?
DumpsterTalk.com.
This is Mike, and I'm Justin, and this is never going to work.